New Suncorp Stadium sold out. There is not a single seat left in the house. And these two combatants, Queensland, taking on the reigning champs, Boyd Cordner and Daly Cherry Evans. They have gone through the toss. They are ready to go, Daryl. And here's the Blues team. And as you know, I'm the coach of the Blues. You're the coach of Queensland. And there's two debutants for New South Wales, two halves. He's been waiting his time. Luke Keary, Cordner's halves pair, or his Roosters pairing teammate, in fact, and Mitchell Moses, been much maligned. I've got plenty on social media, but let me tell you, Daryl, he's ready to fight tonight. It's an unchanged, basically, New South Wales team, aside from those two great men coming into the side. Who's in the Queensland side?
Yeah, it's a good side, but you pinched Keary off us, you wally. Anyway, Queensland side, well, it's a fantastic-looking team. There's some great young talent there, some of the best in the game. Caine Ponga at fullback. The great news is Val Holmes is back after his sojourn overseas, trying to make it in the NFL, but he's back on the wing, place where he belongs. And there's a debutant in the side, and it's Reed Marnie. I've been a big fan of Reed Marnie for a long time. I think Queensland have been searching for a hooker for a couple of years since Cameron Smith pulled the pin. He could be the boy to answer all the questions there around the race.
Let's go down to the sideline. Our man from Get 'Em Onside podcast, Shawnee Ormerod, he's there. How are you, Shawnee?
Joel Caine, great to be here. So, Big Marn, did you pick this team, or is this Joel Caine's love child, Reed Marnie, in that hooking position? What's going on?
I'm a big fan of Reed Marnie. I've watched him closely, particularly last year, and the back end of the year, some of his passing from dummy half was just exquisite. It was left and right, which is really hard to do, and he could throw them 15 metres. And that was one of the reasons I think Parramatta had such a good finish to the season, except for their last game when they were basically hammered. But he was very, very good.
And Sugar, you said you copped some flack on social media. Mitchell Moses playing Origin. Come on, say you should have. What's going on there?
No, he's ready to go, Mitch. He's a big game player. And speaking about ready to go, Shawnee Boyne will come through at the game to you. We go down to the field to set the scene. It's all happening. The emotion is there, ready to go. Phil Gould, over to you.
We're often told that if we ignore history, we are doomed to repeat it. And certainly if we look at the history of the past 7 years, it would suggest if these two teams play to their best tonight, then Queensland, in all likelihood, will prevail. They are the proven ones. They are indeed a champion team. But that's the beauty of sport. This result is not yet carved in stone. The New South Wales Blues will have their say. When the Blues players are handed their jersey tonight, they're not just given something to wear. They are also given a slice of history. They're given an opportunity to create their own history. They're given an invitation to be extraordinary. To beat Queensland tonight, they will need inspiration. And the best place to get that inspiration is from each other, out here on the field in battle. Inspire each other with your effort. Inspire each other with your courage. Inspire each other with your will to win. So there it is for New South Wales tonight. Their destiny is not so much in their own hands, but their destiny could well be decided by what's in their own hearts. Enjoy your Origin football.
You can feel the emotion just beaming through the screen. We're just about ready. That long, long wait for rugby league fans. Kickoff is about to come. Look at the scenes here, Daryl. It's exploding here at Suncorp Stadium.
It's a great place, isn't it? It's a rugby league built ground. Gus, no one does it better than Gus. Here's Boyd Cordner on his way out to the middle of this fantastic stadium now. Look at Trbojevic, what a player he is. Daly Cherry Evans, he'll lead the Queenslanders out. And Val Holmes right behind him. Nice haircut, Val.
Very short, sharp haircut and not a seat to be spared. There's the New South Wales then, James Tedesco. What a series last time. And here comes Boyd Cordner and the cockroaches are coming out. They're charging out, ready to go. Can they defend the Shield? By the way, Daryl, the Shield, What do you think about that? Do we give it to them after 2 games if one is winning 2-zip?
Well, you could probably give it to them. I don't think you need to do it on the field, though, because it does take a little bit away from the last game. I don't know. I don't care as long as it's Queensland getting it.
Well, here they come and they look good, don't they? Holmes and Caine Ponga, Daly Cherry Evans, Gagai, who just always stands up in this environment. Papali, Oates. He's a try-scoring machine. The question is, who plays left? Who plays right? Is it Oates or Valentine Holmes as they go through?
Am I the coach?
Yeah, you're the coach.
I'll let them work it out for themselves.
They're just going through the answer. We need to speak through this as well at the moment. But Caine Ponga with the headgear on, he fears nothing. He loves the environment, Caine Ponga. And Gavin Badger has got them ready to go, and a very fit Valentine Holmes to kick off in State of Origin, a game that we've been waiting for. The pink boots are Holmes to defend the northern or the southern end, I think you'll find it is. The southern end for Valentine Holmes. Badger says, let's go. Holmes says, let's go. And he puts the kick through down to New South Wales. A deep, long kick, and Frizzell catches it 10 metres out and charges forward into Munster. And it's a good set here to start things, the Blues. Dummy half waiting there patiently. White, and he dummied to the touch judge, in fact. They quickly shifted, so daring tactics already, Darryl, as they get past their own 30-metre line, the Blues.
Yeah, Payne Husk used to playing on this great ground here. They decide to spread it to their right. Chance here for the Blues.
Here go the Blues. Addo Carr's in the clear. He gets to the halfway line, but brilliant defence from Caine Ponga. And he drags him down the middle of the territory of the Queenslanders. This is razzle-dazzle start here for the Blues. 40 metres out now. Payne Husk again a carry. They're 38 metres out, the Blues. 2 minutes gone in the first half. Cook goes short side. Gets the pass away now, and Keary, the debutant, he takes him on, gets it back to Tedesco. Tedesco's so close, but another big tackle from Ponga. Here come the Blues. Cook from dummy half, and Damien Cook slides through and scores the try at any old price. Damien Cook scores the try. He saw the gap, but what a tremendous start for the Blues, Darryl Broman.
Yeah, that was too easy for Damien Cook. What a player he is. He decided to have a little dart really early in the game here. He caught the defenders. Well, they're in a very bad decision. The two markers there, they just split, went either side, and he just went straight up the middle, scored. He won't score an easier try than that. How nervous is this bloke? Mitch Moses taking his first kick in State of Origin football.
His first touch in State of Origin football, a very, very nervous kick. He moves in an awkward position. Mitchell Moses head down, and the nerves have got him to him. But let's go down to the sideline. The scenes from the coaches there. They got the try, they missed the goal. What are they seeing here?
There's some very, very awkward seats down on the touchline here, Joel. We've just seen Laurie Daly. For some reason, he's trying to sit down on field goal seat, and it's very, very awkward seats. Even as you say, New South Wales are leading 4-0. The nerves, they got the better of Mitchell Moses there. I have a sneaking suspicion they might have done 4-0.
Darryl, geez, they're dedicated fans. On the bench we saw, despite not even playing, we saw Craig Wing, Bailey, and also Fitzgibbon all in their gear.
Very, very committed supporters.
I'll tell you what you can do. You can get used to this little noise from the fans, particularly when New South Wales are winning.
4-0 they lead. Here comes Frizzell, and he's taken about 30 metres out from the try line. Cook waits at dummy half. They're working this short side over again, and here comes Keary upfield again, but taken to the ground about 32 metres out. Cook, right-hand side. Again, they dummy. It goes from White to Addo Carr, but this is good defence from Holmes. And you can see it, Holmes, with those pink boots. He stamps him down. Geez, they work the short side here. Daring tactics from Keary. He was almost thrown in Brett Hodgson-Mike with Tallis. He manages to stay in, though, about 2 minutes. There's 5 men on the short side here, Darren. What are they seeing?
There must be a pie there or something. What are they doing? They decide to go to the open. Let's leave it back to you, Jolie.
He goes back there, Valentine Holmes, and he knows one way forward and charges back to the 20. Sideline on we go for Get 'em Onside podcast. Shorty, I'm right.
What the hell was going on that short side play, Joel Caine? Is that one of your... That's straight from your playbook, is it? I don't know. What was going on there?
That's right. I'm the coach, aren't I? Bad playbooks.
Must be weakness down that side.
As Ponga is driven back and sturdy defence from the Blues. My Blues, they're going well so far. 4 points to 0. Back to Opperhead Galway, leading Blues. I didn't think you picked him, Darryl.
I didn't pick him, but anyway, he'll do. He's a good player.
Right-hand side, Daly Cherry Evans, and it's captain on captain because he's taken to the ground by Cordner. And I'll play the ball back, short side. No, Marnie flings it back in field, and Chai Arrow, your team is all at sea.
See, what? I think Opperhead Gowie's gone in and he must have done something to my selection, Dylan Napa. He's pinched his jumper and he's taken the field. What the hell's going on?
That goes back to Addo Carr. In fact, they get the ball back straight away, and the Blues on the attack again. 8 minutes gone in the first half. The mighty Blues lead by 4. Here comes Mitchell Moses. Goes to the line. Keary away. He's got the ball, Keary, but taken down. Set play with Tedesco flying through. He couldn't make the gap. Once again, dumbing short side Cook. He goes back to Jake Turbo. Jake goes to the left-hand side, and they smash Tedesco. This can't be real. He's been smashed twice, Tedesco. Ball play back to Cook. He goes away to Moses. Moses to Keary. The halves combining nicely, but no surprise for the Queenslanders. They bring him down 22 metres out of the last play. Dummy half. They keep going back to Jake Turbo on the last. He doesn't want to kick it, Jake. He tries to run the ball, and he's taken down. Poor play from New South Wales. Hand over to Queensland, 15 metres out, Daryl.
It was dumb, wasn't it? Really dumb play. Here's Dave Fafita. He's had a big game defensively so far in this match. He's been everywhere for them. They need some points, so they're down 4-0. Here's a break.
Arrow towards the halfway line, but terrific defence from James Tedesco. He brings him down. Sideline we go, Shawnee Ormerod.
Some of those forwards, they're getting the ball in their hands in some very dubious positions. They're not too sure what the coach has been doing in camp all week. We saw Jake Turbo get caught with the ball in the last. Best coaching I would have thought, Joel Caine.
I admire blokes doing virtual 400-metre runs during the weeks. They might be a bit flat. 32 metres out. That's the best way to do them, Darryl said. Dummy half is the young fella Marnie. Sends it back about 100 metres. Munster this time puts on the left foot. Sends it to his stablemate Addo Carr. And Addo Carr's away. He's over the 40. Ponga's in pursuit, but Addo Carr got away from him. He got away from Marnie. This is a spectacular Origin try. And Josh Addo Carr under the sticks. The Blues, just like that, they score the try. The Cockroaches in command. New South Wales 8 kick to come. Queensland 0, Darryl boy.
Oh, what a player he is, Josh Addo-Carr. How did the Tigers let him go a few years ago? He's gone down to Melbourne. He wants to come back to Sydney, and I think he'll be back next year. I don't know where he'll be, but he's a hell of a player. We cannot possibly give Mitchell Moses an easier kick. He got the ball. Addo-Carr went straight through the meat of the Queenslanders, got around the fullback of Caine Ponga, and Jess was scorched away under the sticks.
Absolute gift for Moses. Right boot strikes it. No mistake. Sideline we go. 10 points to 0. New South Wales leading Queensland. Shawnee Ormerod.
They've seen something down Queensland's left edge there. We've seen all the players down that right hand side of the Blues. I don't know what's going on down there, big man, but you're going to need to sort that out.
Well, I'm going to sort it out now. The first thing I'm going to do is say, what the hell's Offa Hengawi doing out there? Napa should be out there to start with. Stolen his jersey.
Valentine Holmes. This time, the first kick, he stood on the right side of the ball. He's a right-footed kicker. He's finally sorted that out, Val. Anyway, here comes Clemmer. And Clemmer, big Clem dog, he gets it back towards the 20. By the way, as he gets the pass away to Moses, Darryl, first 2 rounds of the NRL Premiership, who were you tipping at the start of the year? Would you be changing your tip after the first 2 rounds?
No, I think I tipped the Roosters, but I can't remember, to be honest with you. But I'm not going to change. I know they're 0 from 2, the Roosters, but geez, they've got a strong side. It just depends on what the makeup and how many games they play. If they run home with 15, I think that's certainly enough games for them to make the 8.
Here comes Tommy Turbo. He carved them up over there in Perth, but this time he's playing on the left-hand side, Tommy. He did that on the right-hand side in that match. And just thinking about Darryl's coaching, ladies and gentlemen, he trails 10 points to 0. Wayne Bennett sacked him as a reserve-grade coach at the Broncos. Kilgour will do the same at Canterbury.
That was because I was a threat, Joel.
He's under the siege here. Here comes a chance. Kafusi's trying to save Darryl's career. And he gets about 38 metres out.
I think it's already over.
Back to Marnie. Marnie again feigns the right-hand side, goes left, and a big performance from Arrow. Who's been your best, Darryl, so far?
He's a good player. I love him.
Will he go to the bunnies? That's the question. Marnie goes long pass, and Fafita, will he be a bunny? That's a big question. 12 metres out from the try line, Marnie. Queensland's first real opportunity. They'll shift it long to the right-hand side. Daly Cherry and Nam. Good defence there. Cook and also Clemmer. To his feet, Marnie, back to the short side of this. They're setting up for a field goal. And Munster puts the kick across. They're charging through. Morgan leaps up for the ball, but it's taken down safely by Tommy Turbo. And New South Wales have it. Almost a hit of a ship. He went one side, come back the other side, Damien Cook. You can't do a shepherd to the bloke playing the ball, Darryl.
No, you can't, but he tried that. Munster's got to get a bit more involved. He's a superstar of the game. That was a poor kick from a player of his calibre. Sideline
we go, Shawnee Ormerod from Get 'em Onside podcast.
Yeah, Queensland's best chance there, but you're saying they're going into the air to Turbo. Tommy, you do not want to be going there. He's the best high ball specialist in the game. Damien Cook probably been best on ground for line, so a little bit of a move in the man of the match market.
Wally Lewis middle, Cook affirming. Right hand side it comes away. Went close last year as well, Damien Cook, but Teddy had the cape on, didn't he? He could win everything as Holmes been moved back to fullback. Holmes went back to fullback, went straight through them, and Valentine soaring like the jet he was supposed to be in New York. Valentine Holmes strikes back. Queensland Darryl back in it. New South Wales 10, Queensland 4 with an absolute gift of a kick coming up.
Oh, didn't we need that, the Maroons? They've been going awful. They've been playing like bastards up until then, and it was the superstar, Val Holmes, back in the NRL where he should be with the Cowboys. He got the ball, and similar to what's happened previously in the game, Addo Carr did a similar thing, straight through the meat of the Blues defence, and no one was going to stop Big Val. He was on fire. I reckon he's probably scored more tries than he's played Origins, Val. I'd like to see his stats, but I don't have them with me.
I can give you the stats, Daryl. This is his sixth Origin game, and he scored in every single Origin he's played. 9 tries for Valentine, and Queensland 4 behind New South Wales. Sideline we go again. Midway through the first half, New South Wales 10, Queensland 6. Shorty Omeron.
Yes, they certainly needed that one, Joel. And I tell you what, some very, very dubious defence from both sides here. That's the second sort of big line break we've seen turn into a try. So you boys need to get your act together. Not every day that you see hear the two coaches commentating the games. I'm not too sure if there's some questions there to be asked there. Right back to you, Joey.
10 points to 6. 10 points to 6, Shorty. Queensland. Left-hand side comes away now and charging forward Maguire. Did you get off a Ngaoi off Darren?
Yeah, it came from the crowd, mate. He just had 3 scooters. The crowd, and just did something to Napa and got his jersey as a break.
Fafita just taken down. Tedesco, another saver. So New South Wales just letting many line breaks happen right-hand side. And here's that's Welsh, in fact. We can't get Napa on the field. And they're 30 metres out. Arrow plays the ball back short side. Marnie, Fafita, he trundles forward. If you could have Fafita or Harsey's a penalty. Penalty New South Wales. Coach, what do you do here?
I know. Am I the coach? It's a scrub, you imbo. Must have been a forward pass. He's reeled a forward pass. Good on you, Badge.
Well, here comes Tedesco. This is a turning point, Darryl, because Teddy is soaring away and they're scoring tries for fun in this Origin. Tedesco saw what Valentine did. He clones the same at Teddy. He scores the try, and New South Wales, they're back in this with another big lead. New South Wales 14, kick to come. Queensland 6. Darryl, get that up here.
Oh, well, we're used to that, aren't we? I mean, Teddy, I wish he'd go away. He's annoying the hell out of us Queenslanders. He got him last year. He looks like he's going to do it again. He is an absolute superstar. I think he's the best player in the game. I just wish he was born north of the Tweed.
Well, that's where Luke Keary was born.
Well, Keary wants to play for us.
Bad luck. He's with us now. Moves in. Moses strikes the ball. I'll tell you a funny story, Darryl. I remember calling the continuous call team, watching Luke Keary play for South Sydney in the 20s. Yep. And I said to Bozo, Bozo, how do you go at this kid? He just looks like very similar to Cooper Cronk in the way he runs the ball, blah, 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 blah. He said, he might be too small. I looked at the media guide and his dimensions were exactly the same as Cooper Cronk. Really? Moments later, sets up a try and I said, Bozo says, get that book out. Where's he from? I said, Ipswich. He said, that's New South Wales. And sure enough, he's here tonight. The power of Bozo.
Wonder Bozo didn't sign him for Manly on the spot. I was the same, Joel. I saw him play in the 20s and he was classes above them. But I did have my concerns about his size, but it's not a problem. He's a champion player.
If you could have, here comes Turbo. Speaking of Turbo, speaking of Ciro last year, they were in camp and there was all this talk around Tommy Turbo and hang on a minute. Here's Finucane. Finucane almost went through and he's taken down. Hang on, we'll stay with this for the time being, Darryl. 25 metres out. Cook gets it across to Keary to Jake Trbojevic, and that's what we're going to be talking about, Jake and Tom in a moment. Last play says Badger. And Cook, I don't know why Vaughn's standing there. He doesn't want to kick it, that's for sure. It goes across now. Keary puts the ball up and Ponga's in goal and Ponga brings it down safely. They'll march back to the 20. So Ciro's in Origin camp and all this talk was around the Trbojevic boys doing a deal of $1.7 million per year to Manly. So 1.7 a year. So Ciro was calling Jake 0.7 or King.
Jake's a very good player, but Tom's a gun. He's just a gun. And he's worth $1 million. If Jake's get 700, I agree. I think Tom is worth $1 million.
So here they come away and Maguire.
Come on, Queensland. Fire up.
You need to score next, 16 points to 6. And look, Darryl and I have got no idea what's going to happen here because it's all computer generated. Anything could happen. And Arrow's stamped down. We know he'll get the ball. Marnie goes to the right-hand side. He links up with Cherry Evans. He was calling players under, but they wouldn't come, so Kafusi carts the ball forward. And he's eventually trampled down about 22 metres out Queensland. The halves go to the short side. Munster takes them on, puts the kick through. But the kicking game, again, they kick the Tommy Turbo, Darryl. You've got to sort that out at half-time.
Well, Munster, Cherry Evans was there to take the kick. He's the captain. And then Munster came in and got in front of him and took the ball. The kick was shocking from Munster. Get involved, Cam.
Here we go. Here's speaking involvement. Keary gets around Ponga, and Ponga eventually gets taken down. In fact, it was Holmes who come to the rescue to take down Keary. New South Wales, gee, if they score next, they're going to be putting a big bridge in front of Queensland, and running up to the line now is Moses. Mitchell Moses, 38 metres out there. Right-hand side, goes away to Keary. Keary Tedesco. It's the palm out, but you've had him well and truly covered, Darryl.
Oh, Fafita's defending brilliantly on the left.
If you could sign Fafita or Haas for a 5-year deal, who would you take?
Fafita.
First touch of the game, Corey Oates. He gets past one, gets past another, but Tedesco, a fine tackle indeed. Slams him down 10 metres of play. Cole on the short side of the game. No, he dummied Morgan. By the way, when you pick your first team, Darryl, you pick Morgan at centre and him on the bench.
Yeah, he's a good player. He can handle it. Come on, Morgs, do something.
Here he goes. This is the starting Morgan. In fact, the bench one will come on a little bit later. 38 metres out. Marnie goes to Daly Cherry Evans. He slides it across, and here comes Kafusi. So Kafusi and Arrow have been great servants for Darryl Maroon so far. They shift it wide again, Marnie. Marnie to Welsh. And Welsh bashes in towards them. 19 metres out, last play. And I think it's a penalty. It's a penalty. Valentine wants to take the 2, reduce the buffer to 8. Yeah, they haven't consulted you, Darryl. They looked at the box and all then.
I don't know how long there is till half time, but I think it's gimme 2, just take it.
So normally when
what about Sean? Does Sean know how long there is to go?
Yeah, I'm still there on the sideline, mate. We've got 8 minutes to go before half time. Very, very dubious taking the 2 there. I'm not too sure about that.
Yeah, Darryl.
What I know, it's why I'm not a coach.
Darryl's completely disinterested in the clock at the top left of the screen as well, Shawnee boy.
Okay. That's going faster than any clock I've ever seen.
I'll tell you what, went slow for you was the starting kickoff. You woke us up at 6. We said that we were recording this at 7 o'clock.
I thought it was 7 a.m.
So, listeners and viewers, Darryl Broman sends us a text, all dressed up in the gear he's got on right now, saying, are we ready to go? It was 6:40 in the morning, Darryl.
Well, I slept in this. I couldn't sleep all night. I was tossing and turning, not wanting to miss it. And then I get up and do all the preparation. I'm ready to go, and everyone's asleep. The hell?
Just talk us through that preparation with Darryl.
I went to the toilet, had a cup of coffee. Oh, no! What's happened here? You're not cooking.
Cook's got the intercept. He's over the 20. He swerves back in, and this Damien Cook, this little rabbit run little rabbit, and he scores the try. And the New South Wales Blues, Darryl, they are flogging Queensland.
Did you say run?
20. Queensland 6.
Did you say run, little rabbit?
Run, little rabbit.
run. Oh, what a player he is, Damien Cook. He's in front. He's man of the match already. It's not even half time. What a player. Just gets that, just sprints away. He must be quicker than I thought. I know he's fast, but he just out-sprinted all the Queenslanders. We're in big trouble now.
Moses another gift. He converts, and it's 22 points to 8. New South Wales leading Queensland, and Shawnee Omorod, your man Damien Cook's got a double.
He's my boy, Joel. I'm glad you remembered that. It's textbook Damien Cook there. Quick play the ball, and he just sneaks out, and you can't stop him. It's too good.
I'm not happy here. 4 tries already in this group. Boys.
So
you know what? I must have showed them my defensive capabilities in training. That's why the guys are too.
That kickoff was cool. Here comes Cook again. He's just got the cape on, Darryl. You can't contain him. You did all your video this week on Tedesco. You've shut him down, but you can't contain Cook. Set play to Jake Trebojevic. It's a 40 they go. You remember your debut, Darryl?
Yeah, it was actually at this ground, believe it or not. I was playing for Brisbane North. I played against John Sattler and with Tommy Bishop. And I played like crap.
Did you get picked the next game?
I did. You know what? I was so embarrassed because I was... Oh, no, here's another break. Not again. Oh, great defence there from my man, Reid Marnie. I'll tell you about... I'll get back to you, Joel.
Here's a chance again for the Blues. They go deep, and I thought he was looking for the field goal. He may have been. Crossfield kick, though. That's it. They let him off the hook there, Darryl. Poor play. In fact, Whiten's got the ball back. I don't think you can possibly survive this. 2.5 minutes remaining. Oh, you do survive it. In fact, Queensland get the ball back. The feeder charges forward. 15 metres out. Back to you, Dan.
But I trained very poorly. The slowest bloke on the side lapped me after 2 laps when we were warming up. This was up just before my second game, but fortunately for me, I actually played all right in my second game, and I held my spot there for a while. But I played with Tommy Bishop. What a great, well, it was just fantastic. You know what, Joel, the next year John Sattler came over to Brisbane North from West, and I ended up playing with Bishop and with Sattler. It was incredible.
Wow. And did you say that when you got dropped off at the ground, which was formerly Lang Park, you walked through the bar part of it?
Yeah, this was when I made my debut for Queensland. They dropped the bus off out in is it Hale Street, I think it is. And then we had to walk through the bar, the public bar, or the members' bar, I should say, to get into the sheds. Mate, it was phenomenal from a Queensland perspective. I know.
Here comes
Fergo. Again.
Here comes Fergo. Ponga needs to make the tackle. And speaking about Sattler, that was Sattler-esque, and that is a penalty. Who's badge given the penalty here to?
I think it's just a scrum feed, mate. Scrum feed for the Queenslanders, I think. Can't be long to go till half-time. My clock's gone. It'll be up shortly, Charlie. Come on, Queensland. We need something before half-time.
Here's the replay action, and it was Ferguson who just cut them to shreds. Morgan couldn't deal with it. Ponga had to make the tackle, Daryl, but that was all she wrote. And this will be the last play of the first half. Do you play conservative or you go for the try? Arrow, Ponga, now he gets at the Gagai, and they maul him. And that's it, half-time. New South Wales, 22. Queensland, 8. Sideline we go, Shorty Omrod.
Yeah, as you said, Joel, 14 points of difference at half-time. They're going to need a big rev up Darryl Bradman's Queensland side here. So I'm looking forward to getting in the sheds and just seeing what the big fella has to say, actually.
Well, you won't want to be too close because I'm going to use a lot of swear words. I just saw Josh Papali walking off. I haven't seen him in the game. So there's a few players need a definite rev up. Their heads are in the clouds at the moment. So I'm not going to give up on our boys. Our boys will fight to the end. We all know the great Queensland spirit, but by gee, they've given a big start away here.
4 tries for New South Wales, 19 line breaks. As we go through the stats here, Daryl, we're just having a look at this here. Anything that stands out, 130 metres. 130 metres has been run so far by Damien Cook. What a first half he's had.
Man of the match. Man of the match. Give him a big wind in, bookies.
I don't know how much ball they've had. Just going through the New South Wales side, Tedesco 139 metres as well. So, mate, they've still got Cameron Murray hasn't been in the game yet, and there's Wade Graham hasn't been in the game yet. Gee whiz, they've got some firepower on the bench when they get out there.
5 line breaks already for Tedesco. Joy Arrow, what a half he's had for you, Daryl. 3 line breaks. Yeah. And we can do a bit more tackling just quietly. 7 tackles is not going to cut it for the coach.
well, he's actually nearly.
Where's Narva?
Reid Marnie's leading the tackle count with 13. Val Holmes has been fantastic, 152 metres. He scored all Queensland points, 2 goals, 1 try. So he's been a welcome inclusion back in the Queensland side. Look, they all need to lift. A lot of them haven't been cited. How did Joe Hoffa-Ngowi get out there? I mean, this is the big question.
And Daryl, you've named Ben Hunt on the bench there. I'm looking forward to how you're going to use Betty in the second half. Talk us through that one.
Yeah, well, I'm going to use him when I put him on, and I'm going to say just do your best. Right? We're behind, do something.
22 points to 8. Righto, let's get back to this second half. The players are ready. My boys they're ready to go right on with this. They've got the Queenslanders on the hook. But we're ready to go here. 22 points to 8. 4 first half tries. Tedesco, Cook got 2. Addo Carr got 1. And for Queensland, the sole try scorer will Valentine Holmes. Dale, have you been happy with his comeback?
Oh, it's been fantastic. I mean, he switched back to fullback for a little while there, and he's just a dynamo. His defence has been good, but I've got to say they need a lot more not just from him, from everyone. They've been very disappointing in Queensland.
Mitchell Moses to restart here. Well, they've got to score next, Darryl. That's a non-negotiable. He goes straight down the high diddle. You don't see that too often. I don't know why they don't kick to the post. Ponga beats one. That's a terrific return, but quickly tidied up by Frizzell.
Well, that's what they needed, didn't they? They needed a nice little start, Queensland. I'm with you. I used to, when I was coaching a little bit, even though I was very poor at it, I did get them to kick at the post. I thought it was a great tackle. You get a chance of getting the ball back.
They just predictably kick it to the halfback, don't they? And here comes the feeder again. He's had a whirlwind first 41 and a half minutes or so. Right-hand side now, they get the ball. Ponga again. He's had the hand up and Ponga runs into Tedesco. 2 line breaks to start the second half. has Caine Ponga, 35 metres out. Marnie short side, gets it away now to Arrow. Arrow to Munster. Munster palmed away from one, stepped inside, but Tedesco forced to make yet another try-saving tackle. As Holmes tempted himself to go from dummy half here. Slow play the ball from Munster. They go deep now, back to Marnie. Puts the kick up. They're testing. They're coming through here, Queensland. They leap high, but it's taken in goal. 20 metre start for the New South Wales Blues through Cook to Clemmer. Clemmer gets it away to 0.7, and 0.7's taken down 25 metres.
I just don't know why Marnie's kicking for Queensland. It just shows a lack of composure. I mean, surely someone else should be doing it.
15 metres short of the halfway line. Sideline we go for Get 'em Onside podcast. Shawnee on Brian.
As you said, Big Man, the kicking game of your Queensland team is absolutely diabolical tonight. What about, how many James Tedesco's have you picked tonight, Shulky? He's absolutely everywhere.
Absolutely everywhere. It appears that way, doesn't it, Shawnee boys? Whiten, the Clive Churchill medalist, goes away to Keary. Keary links up with Haas, and Big Payne's taken down 35 metres out. New South Wales starting to go on with this now. Comes away back to Keary. Keary gets the pass to Moses, and Mitchell Moses stamped down 28 metres out. Been pretty quiet so far, Mitchie, but he'll be ready to fire up. Tommy Turbo, Cook, crossfield kick. The dummy half reigning supreme with these kicks, but it goes straight down the throat of Valentine, who brings it back towards the 25 metre.
You know, I don't know if I'd be kicking the Valentine too often. He almost went straight through them. There's Ponga, who's got involved in the early stages of this second half, and he's been really good for Queensland. What a player he is. Here's Munster. He's the player we need. Oh, is that a knock on? What the heck is going on? They've knocked it off the Queenslanders. They can't take a trick.
To put the foot down, New South Wales. 30 metres out, what an opportunity. Jake Trbojevic, Tedesco, gets the pass away to Tommy Turbo, and your man Arrow just had to make that tackle, Darryl.
He's a great player, Joe Arrow. He's wasted on the Gold Coast. I think he'll look better in a South jersey.
8 metres out, Tom Trbojevic. Right-hand side, it's a long pass, and under the post they go. Keary on debut, scores a try. Badger's happy with that, and the Blues are marching right on with this. And this man, Luke Keary, Darryl, he is a big game player.
Great player, isn't he? He's had a few problems with concussions particularly last year, but he's been good this year. And I hope he just doesn't cop any more knocks, because he's just such a classy, talented player. Perfect link man, isn't he? Play halfback, 5'8", wherever you want to play him. He's just a wonderful player. And here's another easy kick for Moses. This will be 4 from 5 if he knocks this over, but gee whiz. They needed to start well, the Queenslanders, and they haven't.
He moves in, Mitchell, no problem at all. 28 points to 8.
This is a G-up, isn't it?
28 points to 8, it's a carver.
A G-up. This is a G-up. This can't be happening. In fact, it isn't really, is it?
I'm telling you,
really.
Big Man, you've got to do something with your halves there. Cameron Munster, he's having an absolute shocker. He calls that turnover down the other end, and then all of a sudden he was caught. He was caught ball watching down the other end. Keary won't see an easier try in all his life. You might be told to bring that man Ben Hunt in the game, Big Man.
Yeah, well, mate, I'll leave that up to whoever's in charge of this TV thing.
Frizzell, does he leave the Dragons? He's going to Newcastle, is he, Frizzell? Contract not yet. Well, is it gone through the NRL stamping process yet?
No. He's held there. Only a matter of time, isn't it?
It's good as done, yeah. They're improving the Knights, aren't they? Right-hand side, undefeated, by the way, as it comes across to Keary. Keary sends a long pass away, and again, Addo-Carr. I think he's made a break every single time he's caught the ball, Josh Addo-Carr. Infield down, and Tedesco almost cut through, but they make the tackle desperately. Queensland hanging on by the proverbial thread. Short side, Cook to Keary, back infield to Jake Trbojevic. That's the second time they've come up with that set play, and they'll advance the ball 36 metres out. Cook again, dummy half, back away to Keary, the Pied Piper. He puts the kick downfield, heading towards Corey Oates, who brings it down safely, beats one Corey Oates, and gets down 25 metres out for your own goal line.
Yeah, he took it beautifully, Corey Oates there, and almost went through. But is that the big front row? It's off Ian Cowie. I told you, he's a great inclusion in my team.
He gets into the half of the Blues, and Cherry Evans, the captain, he wants to get on the back of that dummies. Gets the pass back inside, but he give the ball away to Clemmer. And New South Wales go back on the attack, Darryl.
Well, Cherry Evans was through the gap then. I don't know why he passed the ball. He gave it to Clemmer. Now, oh no, here's Cook. Cookie.
Cookie's under him. He gets past one. Can he get past Ponga? Not this time. So his hat-trick for this time being is taken down. He's taken down Cookie. Left-hand side, long pass. It comes away. And the ball for Jake Trebojevic. They're inside the 10. Here comes the nail in the coffin you fancy. Cook, long pass. Gets it to Moses. He shows the ball, but he's taken down Gordon. They're 5 metres out. They're desperately trying to hold on Queensland. Ball comes back away. Cook sends it deep. Mitchell Moses puts the kick up. They're streaming through. Tedesco goes up for it. Cook comes up for it. And Cook's got the ball back. Is it 6 to go, Daryl?
No, hand over to the Queenslanders. Cherry Evans gets it. Cherry Evans, there's a lot of blokes need to improve, but Cherry Evans needs to lead the way here. Go, Joey. He's through again, Joey, off a Hengowie. Great.
Having a blinder. That's why he was picked, Daryl. He's a superstar. He's 12 minutes short of the halfway line. So Marnie a dummy half. Fires and keeps leaning to the right, doesn't he, Marnie? Tricked him. He goes to the left-hand side for Fafita. Fafita gets inside the 40. Tedesco comes at him, and guess who? Damien Cook again. Shawnee Ormerod, he is having, get the medal out, give it to him now. He's having a stormer, Cook.
It's a done deal, Joel Caine. I would say Ponga's gone over
We're
here
in.
to score for
We're in. Go
somewhat of a
Queensland.
consolation try, I would have thought, big man.
No
Here
way.
they come. Ponga scores the try. He scores the try. And Queensland, they never give up. New South Wales 28. Queensland 12 with a kick to come. They can halve the score in New South Wales, Daryl.
I sure can. I've got one word for you, Shawnee. Mark Coyne.
That's two,
Never
Daryl.
give up. It might be 2 words, but it sounds good as one. Mark Coyne.
25 minutes to go. Plenty of time. They need 14 points if he kicks this. Valentine, it's a huge kick, and he's got it. He's got it for Queensland. Here they come, the Maroons. The roar goes up. New South Wales 28, Queensland 14.
You can just smell it, Joel. Do this. You can smell the comeback. It's on the way. I'm going to do it again. Here they come. Queenslanders.
How did he come up with Queensland? Do you know the story, Daryl, at all?
No, I don't. But I wish I'd come up with it.
Shawnee Ormerod?
No, mate, I've done some digging. I've come up with donuts. Sorry.
He gets paid plenty, don't need to do it, though. But anyway, that's Billy Moore we speak of. And it is Queensland who are just in the game, and you just get the sense they're going to get back into this as Papali. Geez, he was good last series. And last NRL season, for that matter, as well. Marnie, long pass to Munster. Munster, who got a bit of a rev up. He's listening to the call as he plays, so he knows he's got to improve, as does this man, Daly Cherry Evans. 10 short of the halfway line. Marnie leans, whichever side he leans, he usually goes the other side. I've worked that out with this computer glitch. And here comes the arrow. And Ponga's through again, Daryl. He runs
Had a good second half. He's been dynamic.
He's been terrific. And Marnie back to the open side. Munster. And Munster fires a pass straight out the back and off a Hengowie. He's also been terrific in this second half. He'll play the ball in the last play. It gets across now and it goes to Daly Cherry Evans. He sends it down towards Blake Ferguson, and Fergo's taken down 12. Not a bad start there, Daryl. Not a bad set.
Well, it was a good set, but once again, it was let down by a poor kick. There was no one competing for the ball. It went straight to Ferguson. No pressure on him. And the Blues now working their way out of their own half, and they've been doing it easily the whole time.
0.7 again, about 30 metres out from the Blues line. Cook. To think that this bloke spent about 5 years in reserve grade, Damien Cook. Tedesco, he's taken down. What about Tedesco, Daryl? He was coached by Tim Sheens, coached by Trent Robinson, coached by, who else was he coached by? One other there. They were all... Jason Taylor. Yes. All those coaches from St Greg's.
It's amazing.
Kooky stuff.
Mate, I'm getting messages on my phone about this wonderful call. Jared Daffy, the great man, just said to me, how come you're the coach and not the fat? I said, well, the fat charges too much.
How bored is Jared right now watching us?
Mate, he's got a boring lifestyle. Come on, Queensland, here we come.
Here they go, Kafusi. And who's he tipping, by the way? Can you get him to text through who he's tipping here, Jared?
I know, he's tipped New South Wales. They're in front.
He's a punting Hall of Famer, Jared Daffy. He's been in the game for a long time. And thanks for having your company here, Daryl. We appreciate that. And we go to the left-hand side. Here's a chance. And they go through again for Feeder. He gets to the fullback and he's taken. Tedesco's just had a blinder in defence. 15 metres out. 18 metres out from the try line now. Queensland, Munster, they've got to come away here with points. Kick goes through, they're scurrying through, and Ponga, he gets to it first, but he can't get the try. It'll be a handover to New South Wales. I just got the sense there, Darryl, you had to come away with points.
Yeah, I think so. The kick was okay. It was a better kick on the last tackle, but Ponga got to it, but he just couldn't elude the New South Wales defence, which has been really good tonight. The Queenslanders are trying hard here. 63 minutes gone in this game, Joel. I don't know if they've got time to make this comeback. Still 17 to go, but New South Wales are playing too well, I think.
Sideline eye we go for Get 'em Onside podcast. Shawnee Omerod.
What about that little break from Dave Fafita? You can tell this is a computer game, because if that was real life, he was strolling over the line and somehow Teddy brought him down. What a game from Teddy.
What a game from Teddy. Here we go deep now. And it almost knocks the referee on the head, but somehow Moses gets the ball, puts a long kick, and forced to go back is Valentine. And I was about to say finally a wing has been tackled on the first occasion, but it wasn't the case. They missed the tackle. And James Tedesco is just about topping the tackle count for my team.
He's actually made a lot, hasn't he? The two wingers have been pretty good for the Queenslanders. He's off there, Gary. I've got to say he's been one of their better forwards.
Will he be in your team too side, Darryl?
Probably. I'm just having a look at his out there now. Papali's had a run. Where have you been, Josh?
He's here now, Josh Papali. And they go back to the right end. So what about the prelim final from Josh Papali last year to get Canberra into the grand final? What a clash and match that was from the big fella. They swing it from Marnie. 14 minutes to go. 14 points the deficit. The kick comes from Marnie and Fergo's got it. And Fergo's away again, surprise. The wingers, Ferguson, Ponga and Ferguson. Ferguson heading for the try line. Ponga's coming across. Ferguson, but Ponga makes a desperate tackle. Maybe keeps Queensland in the game. 10 metres out there. Cook, Keary flicks the pass away, and Paul Vaughan's into the contest. And he's stamped down. Cook's got the post in front of him. Does he take him on? Looks to the left-hand side, but caught to the captain, wrapped up. A metre out. This is the series right here. If New South Wales score, I'm calling it their home. Cook goes to the right-hand side now. Gets the ball under Moses. Mitchell Moses trying to score the try. Does he get the ball down? That's the question, Darryl.
Well, the referee said no try. To me, it looks like they've held him up. I think the referee's right here. No try. Bring it on. Come on, us.
No try. Mitchell Moses held up. Queensland somehow remaining in the game. 4 tackles gone. New South Wales by 14. The captain, Cordner. He'll work the short side, but they make the tackle as a set-up play. 2 metres short of the goal line. Tom Trbojevic. They go back and forth for Cookie. Look, they don't want to give the 20-metre restart away. They get the tackle in Queensland. They
dropped it. Welsh has dropped it. Christian Welsh has dropped it on the first tackle.
Where's the hook, Darryl? Get the hook out.
I got no one to... Where's Josh Maguire gone?
Well, here, we're held up again here, I think. You'll find he's gone over the line. They'll go back to the bunker here. I think no try as well. He was right in front of it there, Badger. Why does he not just get on with the game, Darryl?
Don't start me on that.
Do you want the bunker back in when we resume or not?
No, I don't. $2 million it cost. Why would you pay that?
Hands away.
Right-hand side now. And Keary's got it a metre short of the try line. What do they do here? They've got 3 tackles up their sleeve. Cook goes to Vaughan, and Vaughan this time gets in goal again. Talking about a team hanging on, and held up again. No try. 3 times they've been over this set into the in goal here, New South Wales, but they can't convert. Clemmer, he charges towards them, and big Clem dog, Darryl, he can convert. They point to the spot, and this surely is a mountain too high. Queensland put the cement gumboots on. They're climbing Kosciuszko with a backpack full of bricks, because New South Wales jet out to 32 points to, 14 with a kick to come.
Yeah, too big, too strong, Clemmer. 1-on-1, they were never going to stop Clemmer. Poor old David Fafita was there. He did his best, but Clemmer just shrugged him aside, crashed over, and nearly scored well. You know, after getting through Fafita, it was pretty easy. Here's an easy kick for Moses. He should nail this.
To take it out to 20 points inside the final 10. Moses moves in. He strikes it. He's kicked it well. New South Wales 34 lead Queensland 14. Sideline we go. Shawnee Omerod.
Yeah, it's all over by the shouting now. Shouting. By the shouting. Caine. I'll tell you, shouted. It's definitely Big Barnes Maroons.
And they shot themselves.
They've shot themselves, haven't they? You know what? If we're going to do one of these, games that's with the cartoons, why can't we make it interesting?
Have a flutter.
Right, here's number 1.
I mean, make it closer.
How do you know you're not going to score 5 late tries here, Darryl?
Well, they'd want to. It's 9 minutes. It'd be a great effort.
Hey, viewers, don't go anywhere. Queensland are renowned for comebacks.
You can say this, Joel. Don't touch the sets. Don't touch the dial. Don't you go anywhere.
Oh, how good's that? I'm with you. I love that. Hair stand up on the back of the neck. A famous phrase coined by Ray Hadley. Here come the Blues. Finucane. Gee, I loved his inclusion. Wasn't it good to see him play for the Blues last year, Darryl?
He's a great player, isn't he? He's just a workaholic. He's made for State of Origin, isn't he? There's a few of them that are. They've got a very good squad.
We go to the left-hand side, and here's the kick. And speaking about the Get 'Em Onside podcast, Darryl, you featured, you're our guest today. How did you rate yourself out of 10?
11.
11. How do you rate him, Shawnee?
Well, big buddy. He's modest as ever. I'll give him a 9.5.
Well, tomorrow it'll land, ladies and gentlemen, so check out this podcast, subscribe, like, do what you need to do. Here is Kafusi. This is your last throw at the stumps, Darryl. You've got to score this set. 34 points to 14. Left-hand side now, Welsh. And Welsh goes straight through them. And again, the top tackler, Tedesco, makes another one.
He's played all right, Christian Welsh. They need to score. Come on, us.
Marnie, Daly Cherry Evans swings the pass away. Kafusi, and he's stamped down 20 metres out. Last tackle, last throw at the stumps, as I say. Goes to Morgan, who's been quiet. Morgan pass away to Daly Cherry Evans. Clemmer gives him the big bear hug, and he brings him down 22 metres out, and that is a poor way to finish the set, Darryl.
Yeah, well, I think I'm going to hand my resignation in as Queensland coach. I mean, their last tackle options have been abysmal. I'm clearly not getting through to them. I'm going to hand over to the Fat. He can take over again.
The Fat. It's just short of the halfway line now. It's Tommy Trebojevic. He goes across. Just Clemmer's been good in the second half too. We found Finucane. Finucane, who he's taken down about 45 metres. I'll tell you a quick story about the Melbourne Storm and these type of players, Finucane. I'll tell you, years ago, Craig Bellamy, he had to choose between two players. It was their final training session, and he learned from the doctor that one of the players, as Clement gets inside the 20, one of the players had actually had a fractured leg, like a broken leg. So that made the decision up for him. He said, well, I don't have to worry about it. So what happened was their last training session, he feels like he's got his final squad, and this player who's ruled out with a broken leg turns up to training. And he said, mate, you're no good. Anyway, they did this session where you had to run up this hill, run behind this corrugated iron fence, and then down they come as Kafusi shrieks away. He gets inside the 40. And this player, supposedly with a broken leg, kept doing it. And what they do is when they got up to the top behind the corrugated fence, as Morgan goes through, and here's a chance, Cameron Smith, a young 20-year-old Cameron Smith, would tell them all to walk to keep this player in touch with him because he was struggling so badly with a broken leg. He comes down as Kafusi's about to score the try, Darryl. You'll get the try, but it's a knock on no advantage, so you don't get the try. So anyway, this player who runs this whole session with a broken leg, unbeknownst to the coach Bellamy actually on the 6th left, goes up behind him as Teddy shrieks away, and he watches what they're doing. He cottons on that Smith's letting this player recover. Do you know who that player was with a broken leg who soldiered on? Dallas Johnson.
Well,
Dallas
Johnson. Dallas Johnson.
And that's what got him picked for the Storm and ultimately for Queensland.
Yeah, no, he was a great Queensland stalwart, wasn't he? Did so much work and was a great player for the Storm as well. How long ago was that, mate? Did you say? That
was when they picked him. When he first came down, he was going to be out of it, and I think that's fine full time. New South Wales have done it, Darryl. They've done it comfortably. In the end, 34 points to 14. Shawnee Omerod, what a surprise. They blasted out of the gates. It was that first set, wasn't it, where Damien Cook just took off, scored the try, and he had an absolute blinder.
Yeah, you could tell they were on from the get-go, Joel Caine. You could be argued that this game was lost at the selection table, though. A couple of dubious calls from the big Marn. Might have been lost before this game started, but as you said, Damien Cook, he was huge. Bit of a quiet end to the game, but when the game was there to be won, he was outstanding. Little known fact about Damien Cook, he's a former beach sprinter. Not many people would know that about him, but he wins our man of the match tonight.
And rightly so, he was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. There's some stats coming up here. Damien Cook, there it is, player of the match, Damien Cook. Only had 43% of the ball, Queensland. No wonder we couldn't win. New South Wales completed 21 of 22, Queensland 13 of 20. Hello, you can't win State of Origins.
61 line breaks in a State of Origin.
61. Jeez, our defence was diabolical. 61 line breaks. Damien Cook. No, what about Wade Graham? Never got on. Cameron Murray never got on. Gee whiz, Joel, you're a tough.
Tell you what, you've both got a lot of work to do point your defence before we get to game 2. 61 line breaks, if you don't mind.
Look at the Queensland fans cheering there. What are they doing? The background. They shouldn't be cheering. They should
James
be.
Tedesco, look at it. 230
game,
metres for James Tedesco. 18 tackles for Teddy. 18 tackles and 8 line breaks. What a game that is. He's probably a bit stiff not to win the man of the match.
He's in the top.
Has he actually topped the tackle count there? Oh, no, Reid Marnie's got him with 20. Just an amazing performance from Teddy.
Bell Holmes was Queensland's best, I think, even though he was quiet in the second half. I thought in the second half, the fullback was very, very good for the Queensland. Caine Ponga scored a try, looked dangerous every time he got the ball, but poor old the rest of them, there wasn't much doing there. I don't know why I didn't throw Jared Wallace out there.
I'll give a rep to Big Joe Afanigawe as well. He didn't even name him in the team, big man, but he's had a blinder. He's been one of Queensland's best, so just genius from you at the selection table.
Well, we're going to have to put an APB out for Dylan Napa. I don't know where
is he? He's got walkabout.
He's been stolen.
Has he done a Dale Shearer? Didn't Dale Shearer just turn up to the airport even though he wasn't picked in the team? Is that the answer?
Well, that's probably what happened. But he hasn't turned up. He's the exact opposite. He's supposed to play and he hasn't fronted.
Well, there it is, folks. New South Wales 34 have defeated Queensland 14. Daryl, just for those who are downloading the Get 'Em Onside podcast, our rugby league podcast, which you feature on this week, what are some of your stories and highlights that you talk about?
Oh, we talk about, I'm a punter, Joel. We talk also about the punting side of not football, but races and whatever. But I talk about, I think, State of Origin. Do I talk about State of Origin?
You talk about State of Origin,
we
grand
talk
finals.
about a lot of stuff, mate. But my time in the media's been very good to me. I didn't really have any expectations when I finished playing about being in the media. I thought I'd be a coach, but I got sacked twice in a row. So we talk about that with Phil Gould and also Wayne Bennett sacking me after 1 year. So we talk about that. Mate, just a lot of quirky stuff. I'm, pretty upfront bloke, and whatever you ask me, I'll tell you the truth. So I hope it's a good listen. I'll have a listen myself and see how it comes up.
Well, Darryl, we thank you for your company. Sean the Trader, mate, we'll catch you in the podcast also. And Dean, who's been working behind the scenes, we appreciate that. And all those who tuned in, thanks again. And for those having a punt, most importantly, gamble responsibly and go the Cockroaches.
Queensland.